I knew when we were at a big church back in Michigan, we had that one pastor, and what he always say?
Pay attention to detail.
All the time, that's what he said. And anybody who went to that church with us, you heard that same thing. He would say that all the time. And it rings out. Like, we said it in unison because we ain't practiced that either. Like, it's just like ingrained, even though, I was a little loose on some details, but I'm locked in now.
Welcome. This is For Better and Worth,
the podcast where we don't believe you have to sacrifice your relationship while you grow and build your net worth.
We are your hosts.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Erica Young, and we're so glad you're joining us today.
All right, y'all, let's get into it.
The For Better and Worth podcast is sponsored by American Heritage Credit Union, a not-for-profit credit union that helps you take control of your financial future.
As a member of American Heritage, you're an owner. You'll be charged fewer fees, earn more in the form of dividends on your account, and have access to lower rates on loans.
Whether your goal is to save for a down payment on a home, create an emergency fund, or build for the retirement you've always dreamed of, American Heritage has the products, resources, and solutions you need.
After all, American Heritage is for the people, not for profit. So to learn more, go to ahcu.co/for better and worth. Hey babe, what's going on with you?
Hey. I'm ready to talk about this today because you alerted me to something that I was surprised by, because usually we don't let stuff slip through the cracks.
But, just being very transparent with the people, I was pissed myself.
Okay, what made you pissed, babe?
Look, we didn't need Rocket money.
But somebody might.
Everybody has seen the commercials talking about how many subscriptions do you have? I don't know what it was, but I saw our cell phone bill, and I was like, man, why is this bill so high?
And I'm trying to figure out what made you look at the bill in the first place.
I look at the bill every month because I have to get a copy of it. Long story short, I get benefits for work.
You get reimbursed, yes.
Yeah, so I have to get a copy of the bill every month, but I don't go in detail. But this month I said, this bill just seems like it is never going down. We haven't gotten new phones. When I used to be every 2 year get a new phone, but I'm over that, okay? I'm sick of paying high phone bills. So I started to do an inventory, and I went phone by phone, line by line. And you know what I found? I found that we were paying $15 for Hulu and Disney Plus per month.
That we already had a separate subscription for.
We pay for Hulu and live TV on its own. And our daughter has her own Hulu subscription through Spotify. So I was like, hold on. I called Verizon and I said, how long have I been paying for this? And they said since March of 2023.
That's crazy. No, it wasn't that long. 2024, yes.
I said, who?
You say what now?
I said, who been doing what?
You say, what did the little guy, Emmanuel Lewis say?
What you talking about, Willis?
What you talking about, Willis?
I said, no, cancel this immediately. And how much money can you give me back?
Yeah.
Because I do not need this. And I was so upset because it's really a trap.
It is.
Because when we got phones, they give you like, oh, you can have this free subscription to this or that, Hulu and Disney on your cell phone, for a period of time. But I was like, we already have Hulu, Disney Plus, I don't need to pay for this. So I didn't even think about it. But they gave it to us for free. And then you have to call and cancel it.
And that's the trap.
That is definitely the trap. Mm-hmm. Because I'm not thinking about it. I'm like, we don't even use this. We already have a subscription. And so this is a lesson for everyone out there watching this. You gotta pay attention because that's like $300+ just poof,
Yeah.
gone in the wind. And they will only backdate like 60 days. So I got $60 back.
Oh, I thought it was 45.
No, I think I got $30 back.
Stop it. No. It was 45 because after you looked at it and you told me, and I was like, this is crazy. I looked at the bill myself and I saw a credit already of 45.
Okay, so they gave me 3 months.
So here's what's wild is I look at the bill as well. Not every month, but my business reimburses my phone bill.
Right.
And so, but here's the thing. I'm only looking at my phone bill. So
Your phone line.
my line. And so I'm just confirming nothing has changed, but it didn't occur to me. We have 4 lines on there and they separated out so detailed.
Yeah.
So like each line is its own thing. And then it had the extras of the Disney or whatever
it's like a
it
balance
is.
sheet. Each line has its own balance sheet, which I might be willing to send the kids a little invoice monthly, but I know you're not about that life, but sometimes I really am.
It is really not that much money.
It's not the point. It's the principle.
Listen, I just want my kids to take me out to dinner every once in a while, okay? I don't need them paying their phone
Well,
bill.
look, I'm going to send them this episode when it's done because hear what I'm saying. Take us out to dinner or you're going to get a bill.
But it does add up. I mean, that's the whole point is it does add up.
Yeah, because you say it's really not that much, but I saw the bill. I was like, why is this bill so high?
This bill has been this high for a long time.
Right. And I'm like, when are these phone installments going to fall off? And when is this going? I need something to change.
You know what you sound like, babe?
I don't care what I sound like
You
right
sound
now.
like a grumpy old man. You sound like you wish this phone bill was $20 like it was in 1992.
I was like,
when
is this bill going to be like $150?
Never.
$200.
Never. Now,
The base charges for 4 cell phones is like $220 plus tax. If I can get it to $220 plus tax, okay, maybe I'll be okay. But then you got to add on the
surcharges.
well, you got to add on like the insurance plan. And then it's this, and then somebody got more data, and it's always something. And I was like, this bill is almost $400 a month.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. And that's really what made me pause and really look. And I went through the bill. I think I was like on the screen, like, just going line by line, scroll up, like, because I needed to see everything. And that's how I found it. But I think it's important, though, when you do an inventory, we talk about having budgets and plans. And look, I admit, I missed this, so none of us are perfect.
I mean, I missed it too. I mean, we're a
Yeah.
team, right? And so I think that we have to make sure that we have checks and balances.
Yeah. And so it just reminds me, though, how easy it is for stuff to slip. Because that been 2 years before I found that. And it's one of those things where it's like, geez Louise, that's cray.
So I think what this also brings up for me is that sometimes we can take things for granted. One, because there could have been errors, right? There could have been errors on the bill. This wasn't necessarily an error, but we missed it because they started charging us for something that was free to begin with. And that's how they get you. So we have to, be aware. A way to handle this is if they say something is free for a period of time, put it on your calendar to remind you to cancel. I do that with other stuff. I have several things that I have on the actual day, or I should say a couple of days before it's to be canceled. I have it on there that it's going to go away.
I remember, I don't know if it was just that I was frugal. I don't want to say cheap because I think there's a difference between being cheap and being frugal.
I wouldn't call you cheap.
I'm not cheap, but I am frugal. And I remember like when I would sign up for the HBO, like when you had cable, you sign up for HBO or Showtime or whatever, and they give you a 3-month free trial. I'd be like, yep, putting it on my calendar, like call HBO to cancel because I didn't want to pay like every month. But I gotta say, this is the second thing that I kind of fumbled the ball on recently.
What was the other thing?
Well, you know, our daughter was in town and she had her boyfriend with her. And we all went out to dinner.
Oh.
And the bill came. I did not audit the bill. Like, I'm usually good about like auditing, just checking. And I saw the bill, I was like, man, this bill seemed high. But I didn't go and look all through it. But I was like, what? I was doing a rough estimate.
Well, the next day, because I didn't go to dinner with you all, the next day you said to me, honey, guess how much I paid for dinner for the three of us? I was like,
don't seem right.
Y'all didn't go to no high-end joint. Why did you pay that much money? So you said $130. And I said, 4 people can go to eat for that at that place.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, this person had that. I was doing the math. She had that, he had this, I had this. I was like running the numbers. I was like, this not adding up right. But I'm going to just chalk that one. I'm going to take the L.
No, I think it was right, though. Because
it might have been right.
You told me what they had, what everybody... Now, let's be clear. They probably got the most expensive entrees.
That's how the kids do.
That's how they do.
That's why I'm sending this episode to both our daughters. Because I'm telling you, mark my word, you take us out, I'm getting the most expensive thing.
That's right.
I'm running the bill up. I'm getting some drinks, I'm getting some appetizers, I'm getting a dessert, and I'm getting an entree.
Well, and guess what? I'm taking a doggy bag home.
Yeah. Don't be trying to take me like to 2 for $20 either.
So I don't feel like that was a miss, but I do think that we get very comfortable with just assuming everything is fine, right. Like assuming that it's all good. And I'll be honest, okay? I had a misstep of my own.
Well, I guess this is just the truth hour, The truth 35 minutes today on the podcast.
This is confessional, okay? So we were out of town. And I took myself to dinner. You had plans with, work folks, and I went out to dinner.
So I know when this was.
And had a lovely time. And it wasn't a cheap place. I'm not even going to pretend that it was inexpensive. But I didn't realize it was going to. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I enjoyed my food. I enjoyed the ambiance.
Get to the punchline.
It was dark. And I had no glasses. That's all.
So
listen, let me tell my story, okay?
You see the prices.
Listen, no. So I look at my bill, and I'm just, kind of like putting it close and trying to figure out what's the right angle to confirm what's going on. And then I just paid the bill because I said, I think you had called and you were like, we're on our way back. When are you going to be at the hotel? And I said, okay, let me go ahead and pay for this, blah, blah, blah. And I called him over and I paid for it and everything. Now, what should have clued me in was when I handed cash. I did not have, I wasn't using a card because it was faster that way versus take my card, swipe the card, all the things. So I had cash, I paid cash, gave the cash. I had the exact change, didn't need any change. And then my server opened it up and said, was very excited, smiling, nodding their head, looked back at me like, thank you. And I was like, okay. And then
no change.
My Uber came and I went to the car and I got in and went on about my way to the hotel. When I came into my glasses and I looked at my receipt with my glasses on, they had already charged me tip. And so, because I didn't order anything extra, I just had an entree and I had a drink.
That's another way.
And so, and I'm by myself. And so there wasn't a part of me that thought that they were going to charge me for that. But because we were sitting outside and there was just a little bit of extra that they were doing for our, that was just the policy at that time. And so I double paid the tip, which is not a bad thing, but I didn't know what I was doing because I didn't have my glasses. And I will tell you, that is actually the reason why I was like, I need some glasses that I can wear while I'm out and keep in my purse because I don't roll like that. And I need to start rolling with some reading glasses.
I think this is just a reminder that we underestimate how much things cost and the comfort level, but we have flexibility and latitude. Somebody who was on a stricter budget that didn't have latitude, they would probably be forced to pay attention. And so I think the important thing is that this is a reminder that we all need to pay attention, whether you have latitude in your budget or you don't, because we can all underestimate what we're going to spend or what the cost would be. And if I was worried about not being able to pay the bill for that dinner, I would have been like, hold on, let me just walk through it. Whereas I just put my card down and paid for it. But what I heard about your dinner was that it was my fault. That's what I heard. Because
why was it your fault?
Because you said I called you and was like, when are you going to be there?
You
like,
distracted me. You
I
distracted me.
Right. So now it's my fault that you double tipped.
No. It wasn't ever your fault.
I just want to make sure.
No, it wasn't your fault. But I will say that because I had my phone in my hand. So here's the real deal. When I'm at a restaurant now and I don't have my glasses, I turn my phone on with the flashlight to see what I'm reading. I do that like that. That's normal now, right? And I have my phone in my hand. So I didn't do that. So maybe it was your fault. I don't know. From now on, I'm going to need to have my glasses in my purse for such a time as this. That's all I can say. I'm owning it, Chris. I'm owning it. I know you working real hard to not say nothing. It's bursting on the inside of you, isn't it? I get it. I know.
Sometimes you just gotta keep your mouth closed.
I love you.
So I'm gonna choose to keep my mouth closed in this instance.
You know I love you, right?
I love you too. Love you too. But I think that this is just another example of how we can waste money. And it may sound like trivial, like we're laughing about it, but just imagine somebody doing that on a regular basis or having overdraft fees, like because people aren't properly planning. Yep. And it's the little things, like it says, the small foxes that spoil the vine. Mm-hmm. So it's those little things that if we don't pay attention to the little things and the details, you can get caught up. Mm-hmm. Because the little things and the details matter. So
here's the deal. We wasted $45 a month for nearly 2 years, right? That's what that was.
No, it was $15.
I'm sorry, $15 a month. $15 a month for nearly 2 years. They gave us $45 of that back.
Right.
It was I calculated it was $330 that we missed out on. And that's not a ton of money, but it's something. And every month, $15, that's just on this bill.
Right.
Are there other bills, right, that we need to be looking at? So today, typically on a Friday or a Saturday, I will spend time looking at our finances, budget versus actual so far. And I just want to see what's going on. And when I looked at our software tool, one of the things, it was categorized as groceries when it was the medicine for our dog. It was the only thing that I had gotten at that store, but it was the same store that we get our groceries at. And so shout out to Costco, by the way, because that's my spot. Anyway, so I had to, so when I'm looking at how much we spent on groceries already, that was inflating it. And I had to put that in its proper place. I had the budget for the pet medicine. Yeah. But when I look at it, I'm like, hold on a second, what's right, what's wrong here? And I'm looking at the details. And I did that for several other categories. And I think not only do we have to look at our budget, we have to look at our bills and we have to confirm that things are right. This week in particular, we have had quite a few things that were coming in and out of our account, like refunds and credits and all of these things happening that are affecting our account. And if you don't pay
it was
attention,
to the positive.
it was
like, this week.
It was.
These are situations that, we kind of took the small L's, but I think this is just, like I said, a reminder to pay attention, because I ask myself, why do people not budget, or why do people not pay attention? And it takes time to be meticulous. It takes time.
It does.
Not that taking a few minutes to review your bill at a restaurant is an inconvenience, but we're all about convenience. Now it's just put your card down, or now you can pay from the table. And that was cool. Like, we even realized, like, before we were out with some friends and there was an option to pay from the table, and you could split the bill like several ways, which was kind of cool to be able to do that. And I keep saying, well, why don't people just pay attention to the details and budget? It takes effort. But I recall, a long time ago, one of our pastors told us, say, anything worth having is worth working for. No, that's not what he said.
But that's good, though.
He said, the proof of the desire is in the pursuit.
Oh, you say that all the time.
Yes, because how bad you want something will determine how badly you go after it. And I think about that, like, even in little things, like sometimes you got to do some extra. And the proof in the desire is doing the extra, is paying attention to the details. And I know when we were at a big church back in Michigan, we had that one pastor, and what he always say?
Pay attention to detail.
All the time, that's what he said. And anybody who went to that church with us, you heard that same thing. He would say that all the time. And it rings out. Like, we said it in unison because we ain't practiced that either. Like, it's just like ingrained, even though, I was a little loose on some details, but I'm locked in now.
Well, I think you have your things and I have my things. I honestly, for the most part, I'm the one who's paying the bills or navigating the not the account, but just tracking all the spending. And then I bring this stuff to you and I say, hey, babe, let's chat about this, or this is the big picture or whatever. And we always talk about our goals together. But
that's our yin and yang. We work together. I think you just have a greater affinity for it and you enjoy it more. So I'll let you lean into that. And I'll lean into other things, but the yin and yang together, it balances us out.
Yeah. But I think that it's easy to fall into some of these patterns without the checks and balances. And so I think that was just a good thing that you went and did, like the nuggets of that, because, sometimes we have to do that. We have to do that with auto insurance. We got to do that with, any other subscriptions. So here's what's wild. I looked at the statistic, and it's 42% of Americans are paying for subscriptions that they don't use. I'm gonna call a family member out on this. Love you, Mom, but she is still paying for a gym membership that she does not use.
And she just don't want to call and cancel it.
Because it is cheap, and she always has this, I'm going to go one day kind of an attitude. And
how is your 79?
My mommy is, 79.
She is not going to no gym.
So anyway.
Stop fooling yourself, Mama. If you don't cancel that membership, I'm calling your mama.
See, this is the thing.
I'm about to call your mama too. Just like I'm sending this to these kids, I'm calling your mama.
So here's the thing. How many people watching this have gym memberships that they are not using? How many of us have streaming services and I'm thinking specifically about, for us, like Paramount, for instance. It's the cheapest streaming service that we currently have, which I think is $6. It's $5.99.
Yeah, I watch Paramount though.
Oh, okay. So I don't watch it, but that's the thing. You got to have that conversation, because what if nobody?
I use all the streaming services.
But what if somebody in the house, nobody in the house was using a particular thing, right? And so you could be wasting money in that way. A lot of people do.
You probably don't know this, but I do pay attention to a lot of stuff because I be always trying to cancel stuff. You don't even be knowing it.
What are you trying to cancel? What are you currently?
I look at all those streaming services like what's on here? Won't even watch it. I'm canceling this. Then I go, oh, that's my show's on there. Oh, I'm not canceling that. But I do an audit on those regularly.
I have a friend who actually picks a service or two, uses them for 3 months and watches everything that she wants,
then
cancels it, and then goes to another streaming service and uses it for a few months.
Well, you know me. I had a gym membership and I had the higher membership. I was like, I need weights and cardio, and I need the sauna. I reduced my membership on that extra stuff. I was like, I'm not interested in these classes, this extra stuff. I need weights, cardio, and the sauna.
And remember, we had a subscription for our dog that I canceled.
Right, because when you did it, I said, that's it, one and done.
That is.
You bought it it was like a 6 month.
I did 6 months. I could have gone on, but then,
no.
I decided. So you saying you told me? So you telling me that you was like, we only doing this for 6 months?
Yeah.
And that's why I canceled it.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, moving on. Check your statements. Look at what you have. See if it makes sense. And cancel what needs to be canceled. Don't get double charged like us.
Look, the dog need a job.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that.
Okay?
Okay?
He need to generate some income.
He does.
He's just an output.
No. He is saving us money on my mental health care. He is an emotional support pet.
I got it now.
Don't you agree?
I got it now.
Don't you agree?
I'm going to order him a vest off Amazon. Say emotional support dog.
But I don't have your coworker beat. You said your coworker takes their dog everywhere.
I just found this out, because he said he put his dog in one of his dogs. He has 3 dogs. And he put one of his dogs in, they were going somewhere. They boarded the dog. And the dog got into a fight. Came back with chunks.
Oh no.
Had been attacked by another dog. So they were like, So they never took him back. And now we were at a conference and he takes his dogs and takes his ring and had him set up. Had it set up and he could see him and he
had him in his hotel room.
Yes.
That's crazy.
3 dogs.
No. He had 3 dogs in one hotel room?
3 dogs.
Chris.
Yeah.
That is not.
That made me look at hotels differently.
What hotel is going to let you do that?
There are hotels that let you do it.
3 dogs? Come on now.
3 dogs.
Okay, you know what? Because you have heard this story, I am so sure that you are thankful I'm not a crazy dog mom.
I am thankful that you're not a crazy dog mom.
Right. I did buy on some bones today, though. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest.
He needs that.
He does. They were only $10, and it wasn't on a subscription.
But it is. we still factor into the budget pet care. I just think the dog needs to find a way to contribute to the household.
I mean, he had a YouTube channel for a little while. Oh, no, Instagram page that our daughters were running, and then they forgot the password and they got locked out. So we was trying in the beginning. He's a cutie. He's a sweetheart. He's my pal.
We could have been loading videos and making money off of him by now.
We could have.
But we digress.
We do.
So thinking about just how you have to pay attention to the details. I mean, what would you say is your make it worth it or your takeaway from this? Because this was a eye-opening fact, because as much as we think that we're on top of it, this kind of snuck through the cracks. But what would you say is your make it worth it for this?
Don't assume you got it all together, because something can always come up and bite you. And so if you make the assumption, you're not going to go looking for where there could be, a misstep, a double count, something like that. And for me, I can't assume that my eyes were what they were 10 years ago. So I gotta take my glasses. That's what I'm taking from this is I need to be able to see the fine print. What about you, babe?
I'm going to take it back to the old school religion.
Uh-oh.
He that is faithful in that which is least
Okay.
will be faithful in that which is much.
Okay.
And so I think that people always think that, well, when I have more, I'm going to do more. I'm going to be more responsible. But more doesn't change habits. You think about people who are super wealthy, they still have problems. Money doesn't change things. It's the character and how you view money and the habits that you have. So pay attention to the small details, because if you ignore the small details now, you'll ignore small details then. And I remember, I got to share this story. I remember I had a friend who, you know, he was very fortunate. He made it to the NFL and he was playing in the league and, you know, he was getting big paydays. And I remember him saying like, well, if my account is within so many thousands that it's cool. I was like, what? Mm-hmm. As long as your account is within so many thousands, you were cool. I was like, that's not paying attention to the details, you know, because then if you had millions, it would be, as long as it's within 20,000 of what it's supposed to be, I'm okay. Mm-mm. It's like, no, you got to pay attention to the details, because if not, somebody could be siphoning money off your account. You could have people around you that are siphoning, or I'm saying siphoning, but it's really stealing money.
Yeah.
So you do have to pay attention. And if we all have goals that we're trying to accomplish, the details matter.
You know, you mentioned in the very beginning that we don't use rocket money. And this is not an endorsement, because I tried to use rocket money to see if we had any subscriptions. Mm-hmm. That, you know, just to see how I actually
saw the commercial.
I also like to use tools to see how it works for my clients or other people. Just so I like to, and if I were to use it as an example, I want to kind of have my personal experience with it. But our credit union didn't connect well with it. So I'm going to say, so this is just to piggyback off of this whole conversation, is sometimes those tools don't do exactly what you need them to do, given your situation or your banking institution or whatever. And so you have to do the work. Right. So Rocket Money might make it easy for some folks if it works for them.
But it may not be the masses.
It might not be the masses. And don't allow someone else to do the dirty work for you. So I think, you know, just like you, when you looked at it and you said, man, I can't believe we done, you know, wasted this money. And then I went back and looked at it. And thankfully, like I went back and they had immediately applied the $45 credit, and I could look at the rest of the bill as checks and balances. I think we just have to check ourselves and not assume that someone else is doing that for us.
Well, that's good. Hey, this was pretty straightforward and to the point, but I think the point is there.
Check your bills, people.
Yeah, but until next time,
we're out.
Thank you for spending some of your time with us today.
We appreciate all of your support, so be sure to subscribe, rate, and review us wherever you listen to this podcast.
You can find us on Instagram at For Better and Worth.
And sign up to receive our free guide, The 7 Reasons Your Money Relationship Isn't Working with Your Partner, on ForBetterAndWorth.com.
Until next time, we're out of here.